So we've actually got pretty much the exact same. We've got on every single thing. I mean, there'll be matches to be added. That we've got Dynamite and we've got Rampage to add these two. But Tony, if you're watching this, and you'll be watching this before Dynamite airs, just think about it.
Think about the length, Tony.
Just like what I want you to do is I want you to put on, because I know you own it, Limp Bizkit's Chocolate Starfish and the hot dog flavored water. Skip all the way to My Way, because the opening on it's like, think about it. Oh no, that's a different Limp Bizkit song. What's the Limp Bizkit song I'm thinking of? People know which one I'm thinking about. There's a track on Limp Bizkit, it's not Significant Other. Skip through them and you'll find it. And it'll go, just think about it. That's what I want you to focus on.
Right.
Hello, this is Luke Owen here. I am recording this about half an hour after Ollie and I finished doing our AEW Revolution 2023 reactions, and I've just remembered the track is rearranged from the album Significant Other. Rearranged is the song that I was looking for. There's a lyric in there which DJ Lethal does a little wicker with it, and it says, just think about it. So think about it, Tony. Anyway, that's all from me. Back to those lads.
That was a long bit.
But I think we all agree it was worth it.
Yeah. Just think about it, Tony.
Just think about it.
Think about the length.
I think that's actually what the track is called. So it should be quite easy to find.
Just think about it, Tony.
Just think about it, Tony.
Okay.
When you're booking the Revolution card for 2023.
Tags in, Matt's legal. Are they going to do it?
BT trigger.
Trigger! Hit it. 1, 2, and
Oh,
there's
that's
Buddy!
not it either. Going all night long.
Let's go, Buddy!
Oh,
great
gets
kick.
caught with a kick from Nick. One kick, Nick.
Going for the Meltzer driver.
Oh!
Black Mass! Surely that's it! Go for Dante's Inferno! Hit it!
That's it!
That's it!
1, 2, 3!
Oh!
New Trios champions!
What a match!
What a match!
Let's go! That was sick. Woo! That finish was real good, man.
Hell yeah, the house always wins.
See, the thing is, Buddy was leaning on them ropes, and I was like, he's gonna do something. What's he gonna do here? And when they went for the Meltzer drive, I was like, oh my god! The knee! This makes me happy. Can they do stuff with it now, please?
Yeah, let's have the House of Black on TV.
Have the House of Black on TV, putting on great matches, singles or otherwise. They just gotta be awesome.
Oh!
Oh, you can't be pushing Aubrey Edwards.
The Ass Boys have tagged in.
Yeah, the Ass Boys are gonna win.
Yep, this is it. There you go. They're gonna pin Danhausen. That's why he's in the friggin' match. No, he's gonna win. No.
Oh, don't be silly.
I'm just hopeful.
Don't be silly.
Wow.
Oh, big German.
Snap German suplex. Oh.
It's the curse.
There you go.
Well, here we go.
There you go.
Ass Boys retain.
To no reaction.
Humorous how little reaction that was. Because the thing is, the crowd were popping for the moves and stuff, and they were like, hey, Danhausen. And even when the guns hit the move, they're like, oh, cool move. And then they went 1, 2, 3.
Cricket. Bro, tell me how many of these people are getting worked with the heat.
Such heel heat.
Such heat.
Such heat. Now, do we see FTR?
Nah.
I don't think so either.
These guys suck!
Gun Club 2023.
Oh, Gun Club 2023. Oh, never
It's
mind.
Renee
FTR's
Paquette.
coming out. We're getting a post-match interview. That means FTR's here.
You don't know that.
I don't know that, but like, why else are we getting a post-match interview for these guys unless someone's coming out?
Because they got to talk. Now there's some heat. People are booing.
Yeah, because they have to keep watching them.
There's
There you
FTR.
go. Why else would they get an interview?
You know, I'm not pumped about the Ass Boys. But goddamn, it's nice to see FTR.
Sure is.
Oh, they're so good.
It's nice to see a real fucking tag team in this show. Goddamn. See, I said when they won that like FTR needed to come out immediately and just beat them at Revolution.
Mhm.
Why couldn't that have been the move?
Yeah.
You know?
Dax is bleeding! Dax, how did you do that?
Big rig.
Look at Dax's face! Wait. Look at
Yeah.
that!
Where did that happen, Dax?
How'd you do that? Oh, he's
Rings
got his
the
arm.
arm. Goes for the heat
Gonna go
seeker.
for the Heat Seeker. Hits
the
it!
Heat seeker.
1, 2.
Oh, and he kicks out! With 3:45 to go.
Great
He
near fall.
kicks out.
Great near fall.
He needs more water. He's thirsty. He's winded. He's blown up. He doesn't have the stamina.
3.5
of Bryan
minutes.
Danielson.
3.5 to go.
What are we going for
Oh
here?
my god, what's he
Oh
doing?
my god, Avalanche Tombstone, maybe?
Oh, no, Danielson's countering.
Oh, the time's gone red. That's how you know
Oh,
that we're almost done.
Last 3 minutes. He's doing the hammer and anvil elbows on the top rope.
Gary Goodridge elbows.
MJF has got him. Oh god. Ah!
Oh my lord.
Ah!
He's gonna tombstone him off the middle rope.
Oh, I don't like it at all.
Oh god! Oh god! He hits a avalanche tombstone, but he
Tombstone off
can't
the
make
middle
the
rope.
cover.
Can't make the cover though.
His knee.
2.5 minutes to go.
Minute and 30 left.
Minute 30. Come on, gang. What's happening? Danielson's still out from that avalanche tombstone.
Yep.
And that knee is really bugging MJF as well. He managed to get the cover. The kick out from Danielson.
Oh, but he
Counter into
rolls
the
him.
single leg Boston Crab. That's such a good counter. The crowd went nuts for that. That's awesome.
30
30
seconds. And Danielson's in the driver's seat.
Doesn't go for the tap.
20. MJF's eyes are bugging out.
15. It's going to end in a draw, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's 10,
10 seconds.
9. Oh, he's grabbing his arm.
7, 6,
5,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And
That's
it's a
it.
tie, and then he taps.
There you go. MJF is still the champ.
Is that how we're leaving things?
I think so.
Could well be.
MJF retains after a draw.
Yo, they're giving this man oxygen. He's dead.
Crowd are not happy.
Oh,
What? Ah! Tony Schiavone's doing an announcement! What's Schiavone saying? He's got a thing in his earpiece! And now we have a singles match
We
between
do.
Danielson and MJF. All right.
and Danielson is all the way up.
Bell has rung. Everyone's getting out the ring. MJF is left alone. He's pushing the ref.
Oh my god.
Danielson.
1, 2. Oh, and he kicks out.
Great near fall.
Oh, and he kicks him in the
In
dick.
the dick.
1, 2. And he
Oh
kicks
my
out.
God, Danielson kicks out.
They're doing every cliched finish possible. Look at the knot on MJF's
Whoa.
forehead.
What?
2 cliche finishes, one after another.
Oh,
Oh, he's got the belt.
got the belt. Rimsberg's going to take the
You can't
belt
do
off
that.
him. Brass
I know, he's got
knucks.
the ring.
Oh, he's got the ring, not the brass knucks. Nope.
Oh,
Missed it.
Danielson.
Poison Rana!
He's still got the ring on his
Still got
finger.
the ring on, though.
And he's doing the yes chance. He hits the knee. Oh! What a near fall!
What?
MJF kicks out of the knee.
Whoa! Oh my god! He's still got the ring on, man.
He's still got the ring.
He's still got the ring on! You never know what's going to happen when he's got the ring on.
Danielson pulls him to the middle of the ring, kicks the knee.
And again. And again. He's got that
He's
single
got
leg
the
Boston
single
crab. Once again.
Oh, and
Bryce
Remsburg
is
sees the
taking the
ring. He takes the ring
taking the
off
ring
his
off him.
finger.
Oh, he thought about tapping, but he's not doing it. He just made it. Yeah. Made it to the ropes first.
Oh, and
before
he taps to make Danielson think he wins. Oh, he's going to hit him with the oxygen tank.
Oxygen canister.
He's going to hit him with the oxygen tank. Oh, but they're really setting this up.
They're really setting it up. Like, Bryce is watching, right? He got him. Surely Bryce would have seen that. Bryce! Bryce, what are you doing? Surely you see that. Oh, and he's going to win with the left look. Oh.
Oh, but Danielson's not out. Oh, maybe he is. He might be now.
I think he's out.
One. Yeah, he's like out. They're not going to do the same finish twice on this show.
2.
Come on, Danielson.
Oh,
He's not done yet.
he holds on for the third one.
Every cliche finish in the book.
This is why they set up the oxygen canister so much.
They wouldn't do that for the actual finish.
Come on, Danielson! He's fading again.
Oh,
He's fading. He's fading. He's out.
no, not yet. Oh, and he taps!
That's it. Wow.
And MJF beats him.
Wow.
Hot dog.
Wow. Amazing.
4-3, the final score.
4-3. I'll dig it. I dig it.
I know it was long. I know it was epic. But I do think we've seen the best Batman movie of all time.
We have both watched The Batman.
We're
over
just
the
talking
week.
about the Bat. Luke hasn't seen it yet. It came out a year ago on I watched it before last year's Revolution.
I know. Well, my brother went to go see it for his birthday. It was my brother's birthday yesterday, which is also what made me think about it. But I finally saw it, and it is the best Batman movie I've ever seen in my life.
Let's lock that in. That's 3 words. Agreed.
Yeah, I've only got two complaints about the movie, and that is I don't think it's just the worst Riddler design that's ever been committed to comic or movie or TV. I think it's the worst comic book adaptation design in the history of cinema.
Ooh.
I think it is. They should be ashamed of themselves because they looked at the Riddler and was like, Viscera. That's our inspiration here. Put him in bin bags.
And it be known that Luke Owen is a Jared Leto Joker apologist. You heard it here first.
Deranged.
They're always, all these DC comic book villains, you're always like, no, that's the worst
Well, it's
costume
because
I've
they
ever
keep
seen.
topping themselves. Every time they do one, it's like, how can we make that one worse than the one we did previously?
Well, James Gunn's in charge now. And the final match we'll
Here
talk
we
about.
go. At last, here we go. The actual main event of this show.
The Acclaimed versus the Guns versus Team TNA versus Orange Cassidy and Danhausen.
This match started This match began with Orange Cassidy versus Jeff Jarrett. And I wrote in my notes here, and people thought this was a bad idea. And it only got better from there.
It was a heck of a lot of fun.
Oh, it was so fun. So fun. Every person in this was amazing. Team TNA are the best thing in AEW. They are the linchpin that is holding this crumbling company together because they're the perfect unit. QT Marshall's there crying on Twitter because, a wrestling journalist didn't like my faction, so I just broke it up. Take some notes, mate. You're a student of the game. Take some notes as to why Team TNA are the best thing in this company. Because Team TNA have got the perfect lineup of people. Jeff Jarrett, this crafty old veteran who does his little strut, and he's awesome. Jay Lethal, a great wrestler. You've got Sanjay Dutt, who is a perfect comedy foil. They did Sesame Timbers to Sanjay Dutt. It's one of the loudest things that happened on the show from this crowd because he's a great comedy foil. And then you had Satnam Singh in there.
He's big,
He's
guy.
1 in a billion. And then you can put him in there with Orange Cassidy and Danhausen. Place goes mad. Do you know why? Because every single element of Team TNA fires on all the cylinders, all raising all of the ships. The best music in TNA as well. I don't know why they don't have all of the bells.
That Satnam Singh spot was really good.
Right, because Satnam Singh is an amazing part of this act. Hey, once again, you all mocked him when he debuted this and the other. Well, the chickens have come home to roost now, aren't they? And they're clucking all throughout the crowd.
They've misfired a bit on Wardlow. Maybe Satnam's the actual next Batista.
As long as he's always in there with Danhausen and Orange Cassidy.
Of course, Luke is somewhat exaggerating, I think.
No, I've written in my notes here. They do Sesame Timbers to Sanjay, and it's awesome, and the crowd love it because this is the best team. The heels do. This is amazing. So the heels all got in together. So Team TNA and the Ass Boys, and they did a 4-way scissor spot that they strutted into. They did the Jeff Jarrett strut. And I've written here 5 stars.
Yeah.
Because this was a 5-star match. In fact, all the stars. This should get a higher rating than Danielson MJF.
When Jarrett pushed Aubrey and Aubrey pushed Jarrett back, I was like, that might be the biggest pop of an interaction on the whole show.
Because they are, I'm saying from the start, this is your team.
When I don't know what Lethal used, but he hit
The Golden Globe.
It was the Golden Globe. I haven't written down who they hit either. But off that, I thought Team TNA were going to win because that was a great near
They're
fall.
so good. Jeff Jarrett. Some moment, Jarrett, because they hit him with the Golden Globe and then hit the stroke, and Jeff Jarrett on his knees goes, yeah! It's brilliant for 2 reasons. Number 1, he's a crafty heel. So, of course, he celebrates before he's won. Number 2, really protects his finisher because he allowed the other person time to kick out of his move. Because 3, he's the crafty veteran that knows this game.
Can I have 4?
Yeah.
He likes gold.
He
likes gold. So fun happenings in the ring.
I can't wait for this to get 2.5 stars in the Observer.
We said last week, the whole show was like, watch next week. And you know what? I would have been real mad if this week's show was, watch next week. But they didn't. They actually did stuff.
They paid off on stuff.
They paid off on a lot of stuff. They said, like, well, Cena's going to be here in a couple weeks. We're going to have Logan Paul and Seth Rollins. We're going to have all this stuff on this show. You should tune in for this show. And they did make it worth your while to tune in for the show.
Yeah, they'd advertised ahead of time it was going to be Kevin Owens versus Solo Sikoa. And then before Raw started, they announced it was Sami Zayn versus Jimmy Uso.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Not even the news that Vince McMahon and his Addams Family mustache backstage could deter me away from being excited about Sami Zayn versus Jimmy Uso.
I legitimately, when I heard that news this morning that Vince has a mustache now, I lost my mind a little bit. I was like, this man hates facial hair. What's happened? He's losing his mind.
I didn't even think. Apparently he's dyed his hair as well.
What?
Yeah, he's dyed his hair. Like, not like green or anything like that, but has dyed it so it's not grey. He's having a midlife crisis at the age of 70-odd.
This guy's, he's losing it. He's actually losing it.
I think, maybe this is a different topic for a different video, but I think potential buyers dropping like flies is probably not having the best reaction to him.
Oh man,
there was one report that said like there's only 2 potential buyers now.
Yeah,
it's Saudi Arabia and Tony Khan.
Great lineup.
Crivens, that's not great for Vince, is it? But either way, that's a different topic for a different day. So not even the news that
I'll buy it. I'll buy WWE.
Oh, yeah. If we could get together 6 billion,
No. I'll buy it for like a $5. If he's out of options, and he wants to buy it for, I'll chuck him a $5.
I think if it comes down to WWE's being sold for £5, there might be a few more offers on the table. I don't think we're going to be the only people clubbing together around the office. Terry's chipped in 25p. That'll go towards the fund.
Chuck us a quid.
Yeah, Andy, chuck us a quid, will you? I'm a bit short. Dave Bradshaw stiffed us only giving us 50p. But anyway, not even that news could deter me from... I was so excited to tell Ollie as well. I was like, Vince has grown a moustache. Can't wait to tell Ollie.
Yeah.
I was so excited for this. We got a recap of Bobby Lashley going to SmackDown and then cutting a backstage promo, which was befitting the quality of this feud.
I didn't see that segment from SmackDown with the whole Uncle Howdy thing. Saw the recap on this show. Uncle Howdy looked like a real numpty, didn't he?
They've just put pause on this Bray Wyatt Uncle Howdy thing because they were like, right, we just need to get through WrestleMania and these bizarre little mini feud we're doing with Bobby Lashley. Then we'll probably get back to lore, I think.
We'll go back to the feud that started in October last year.
And it's still not really progressed.
Nothing has happened.
Well, I know. Uncle Howdy did jump off a tall thing at Royal Rumble.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count. Nothing's happened.
There's a great moment in The Simpsons. Simpsons wrestling meme shared this earlier. It really made me laugh. When Krusty the Clown comes out in a Halloween costume and he has the line, "Tonight I'm going to suck your blood." But there's a pause between the your blood bit. So he just comes out and goes, "Tonight I'm going to suck your blood." Someone just had the freezer and "Tonight I'm going to suck." It's like Bray Wyatt every week on SmackDown.
Oh, that's mean, but it's funny.
I know, but I think we're all having like a shared collective group session. I'm just like, I think this Bray Wyatt thing's not working.
Oh, I've been saying that pretty much since the return. You know, the thing is, okay, here's a little behind the scenes story for you. We didn't do live reactions for Extreme Rules when Bray Wyatt returned, but I watched that show live so I could do an immediate reaction video for the main WrestleTalk channel immediately afterwards. And I was excited to see Bray Wyatt back. I didn't really like the return, though.
Did you not?
I really didn't.
Oh, that's... Okay, so I think the return was awesome.
I don't think it was. It was so overlong. It didn't play into any of the rest of the show.
Oh, no, not at all.
And it was just like, Bray's back, end of the show. It was like, okay.
I would disagree.
What does the White Rabbit mean? It doesn't mean anything. It was just a thing that they just said.
Hey, the White Rabbit was carrying Cross. We've been through this.
I don't know. I was caught up in the moment. And I was like, yeah, Bray Wyatt. But now when I really think about it, I was like, did I actually like that return, though? No, I don't think I did.
I have not gone back and rewatched it, but in my
it's
head...
just a load of nonsense.
In my head, it's still good. It's still good. It's still good.
And since then, it's like, okay, yeah, nothing's happened.
I think the first few weeks of promos were good.
I think one or two of his promos were good.
Yeah. First couple of weeks
when he became a human and he was talking about like his inner turmoil and stuff, I'm
great
into
stuff.
that was great promo work.
Yelling at the production guy backstage.
Exactly, great promo stuff. Loved it.
And then Uncle Howdy showed up.
Uncle Howdy stuff's weird, huh?
There's Alexa stuff and it's not. But the bit that really made me laugh in this is it cuts to Byron Saxton and Byron Saxton goes, "Oh, strong comments."
Strong comments from Lashley.
Awful.
I love it.
Then we got Tony Khan's huge announcement. And it cut backstage, and there's Tony Khan, unblinking, reading off a teleprompter, where he read a script that I am convinced was written by ChatGPT. This read like an internet answer site from 10 years ago, where the way to game SEO search rankings was to just have the same 5 keywords over and over again. And the keywords for this promo were in Winnipeg, Shazam, Fury of the Gods, Warner Brothers Discovery, International Ground? International Ground, and Leveling Up.
Yeah. Leveling Up was the one that I really picked up on, because the other ones like Warner Brothers Discovery, sure, you got to name your partner if this is a promo about your partner. The movie you're promoting, but that one was just like, nope, here's some jargon.
This felt like something that was actually intended for the executive suite in Warner Brothers Discovery, not for public consumption.
Yeah, this was the one sheet that gets printed out and handed to everyone.
I've got the whole thing.
I know you do.
I think to read it.
I think Tony Khan is getting better at his public speaking.
Do you?
A little bit. He's a little bit more comfortable than he was.
He still looks like he's in pain, if you ask me. I liked him back in the Impact 2 Tony days.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Well, he can't go. He needs to go and invade Impact again or something.
Do you remember the whole thing?
Absolutely not.
Just listen to how ridiculous this is. This was all done in one take from Tony.
Mm-hmm.
I'm. You know what? I'm going to try and do it in one take.
Go for it.
If I screw it up, I'll go back to the start.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We're going to be here for a while, folks.
I'm here tonight because the All-Atlantic champion, Orange Cassidy, has requested an open challenge match next week in Winnipeg against Double J Jeff Jarrett. I'm honoring that request. Next week in Winnipeg, it will be Orange Cassidy versus Jeff Jarrett. And this match represents an important milestone for our company. I'd like to tell you about it tonight on behalf of AEW and Warner Brothers Discovery. Next week marks the 5th and final defense of the AEW All-Atlantic Championship on international soil. It is the only AEW Championship ever to change hands on international soil. And next week, in partnership with Warner Brothers Discovery to support the release of Shazam! Fury of the Gods next week, in Winnipeg, it will be Orange Cassidy versus Double J Jeff Jarrett for the AEW International Championship. Next week, in Winnipeg, we will level up the championship. It'll be a huge match, a huge milestone for AEW, and all of us are so excited about the release of Shazam! Fury of the Gods, and we can't wait for next Wednesday Night Dynamite in Winnipeg. Orange Cassidy versus Jeff Jarrett for the AEW International Championship as we level up the championship in AEW.
This is me when I'm trying to get my word limit stretched all the way out to fill up an essay. How many different words did he use there?
I did a word cloud.
Yeah.
And it's like championship, AEW, soil. Like was really weirdly big.
Yeah, that was even more ridiculous than I remembered it being.
Yes.
Sorted out.
I did it in one take, though.
It was very impressive. You should be very proud.
There was a few bits there where I was like, oh no, I'm going to fluff this next word. I don't actually now want to go back to the start.
You've made it so far.
Oh my God. We give a lot of flack to WWE for the Mountain Dew, the bad branded content, worst match ever.
Mm-hmm.
What was the Netflix film? Army of the Dead.
The Red Notice. What with the golden egg match? Golden egg stuff.
Yeah. This was shockingly bad. And then they play this trailer for Shazam with a couple of clips of Orange Cassidy and Jeff Jarrett spliced in like it's some YouTube teenager who's like, I'm going to make a really cool trailer with shots from random superhero movies and a couple of warm-up shots from my favorite wrestlers. This was awesomely atrocious.
We need to put this in worst match ever somehow.
Worst promo ever.
Worst promo ever. It's our new show coming soon.
Oh, sorry. I
should have been the thumbnail.
I've honestly watched it 4 times. It makes me laugh so much because I just keep thinking that's the last in Winnipeg. There's no more in Winnipegs. And then he says like 3 more and it makes me laugh harder every time I hear one. And then just the gall to say barefaced on camera. And all of us are so excited about the release of Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Please re-sign us next year, Warner Brothers Discovery.
Yeah.
You've got your masters to serve. I understand. And, sometimes you have to take a couple of losses like this for the bigger picture. But that doesn't make this any less ridiculous and just corporate synergy.
You remember when they did the Bear Country against Jurassic Express, King Kong versus Godzilla match?
I thought that was the right way to do
Good
this kind of thing.
integration.
Yeah.
This, not good integration.
I'll see the movie, though. I like Shazam.
Yeah, I really like the first Shazam movie.
Black Adam's so bad, though.
I've not seen it yet.
Oh. You know what? I do recommend it, because it is sometimes funnily bad.
That's good. I'm
Yeah.
tired of boring, nothing bland superhero movies.
But it is also boring and bland sometimes.
Darn.
But you got Bronholm as Dr. Fate, which is actually a really good performance. Right, let's get into our remaining Omega chats. Danny G says, poor Tony, he had no read good. As you say, we all have to shield to keep the lights on. Unrelated, but say hi to the good people at Raid Shadow Legends or Established Titles. Love you, winky smiley face. How dare you! Love Raid Shadow Legends. But yes, I do understand that. I just, try our best to make them good.
Yeah.
Right, ding, ding, ding. This is your last call for Ultra Chat. John Rice said, happy birthday, Pete, and welcome back.
I've never left.
Sorry things didn't work out for you in the adult film industry,
Nope.
but I'm a big fan of your mustache.
What?
So who do you guys think cares less about women's wrestling, Tony or Trips? 100% Tony.
Yeah, Tony.
Tony. Trips makes bad choices. Tony actively doesn't care.
Yeah.
And
Seems
Sunny,
fair.
Sunny Nev here points out Pete's a very good actor in his adult movies. So, good to know.
Not a thing.
Thank you all so much for watching this edition of the WrestleTalk Podcast Reviews Monday Night Raw. Please do press the subscribe button, press the thumbs up button as well, and leave your comment down below if you've made it this far. In fact, why don't you leave? We should have a little secret sign that people can comment to show that you did make it this far, and that will be the title of Pete's adult movie.
Nope.
I will leave that up to you.
Nope.
House of the Black Mask. Welcome to our SmackDown review podcast. We're the House of the Black Mask. This is our new introduction.
Welcome to the SmackDown podcast here on the WrestleTalk Podcast Network. I am your host, Tempest, alongside my House of the Black Mask co-host and the lovely and wonderful Sat Iniangi. Sat, what day is it?
We're gonna do fusion.
Where are the figures at? We didn't do it right last time.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Sat-E Day. It is Sat-E time. My microphone is kind of low. Tempest always fix it for me because I'm inadequate at fixing equipment like this.
I feel like there is maybe some people are getting, well, I'm just so frustrated. This isn't the AEW I used to follow and fell in love with over the pandemic years. And then they see yet another match of someone they have no idea who they are. And they're like, oh, it's just that all over again. I feel like, that could have been just something that flared up what was actually a bit more of a legitimate concern that we have all expressed. It was done in a babyish, crybaby way. My larger point to come back to was I think that backlash and a lot of backlashes on Twitter seem to have pushed AEW to go overboard. And I think this episode, whether it was always the plan or whether it was because that they were getting some flack online, this was excellent. Because there was so many, everything had a story. There were character beats everywhere. Things progressed. I was so worried last week that we wouldn't see Hangman and Omega touch for a month. I was worried that we wouldn't get MJF follow-up at all. We didn't hear, but we did get a really nice, subtle follow-up on it. But we got really meaty, substance-filled chapters to develop all of those best stories.
I don't think we'll ever know whether it's correlation or causation that the where's the story crowd prompted Tony Khan to essentially be like, well, oh, you want story, do you? Here's all the story you can eat. Something like that. I don't know if we'll ever truly know that. But I think there are slightly two different things here. You are right that AEW has...
Let's get on to the ultra chats. We've heard all we need to hear. Thank you, Luke.
So I just play the outro music.
Play it. We should do that more often.
Oh, we do it a lot on the Raw podcast. Gotta apologize for Streamlabs losing this user's name, but between Ollie's bad taste in AEW and Luke's terrible taste in new metal music, I think we have found the best wrestling duo in all of YouTube. P.S. What do you think of the idea of Jay White debuting at Double or Nothing and siding with Callis v. Kenny?
If Jay White goes to AEW, I'm not really invested in him being a part of this story. I know he kicked Omega out the Bullet Club, but I feel like the meat is between Bucks, Hangman, Kenny. It's a bit of a Deus Ex Machina to chuck a Jay White in.
I think it is as well a little bit. Like when you think the Elite storyline, even with Cody and stuff when it was with New Japan, wasn't really a Jay White story. He wasn't a factor in any of the stuff that they were doing. Kota Ibushi was. But I don't think like Jay ever was. Having said that, if you want to put Jay White versus Kenny Omega on TV or pay-per-view, I'm not going to be upset about that in the slightest. And also, just to clarify on this username here, you spelled new metal wrong. So look who's right now. It's Luke Owen, DAD, once again.
Play the music. See us out. There it was.
It's like our own personal thingy to curb your enthusiasm.
Could we get that build in? I want a different like end credits to a show every time we make a joke. And it will always end when one of us is proved right about something. Like Alan Partridge. And I had the last laugh. Very exciting stuff, and the match was bloody good as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, and then in amongst all of this is perhaps one of the best Dynamite matches of all time. The dream match of Kenny Omega versus El Hijo del Vikingo. I struggle with this. I didn't
say Vikingo.
I didn't do Spanish at school, so I'm very bad at this. So El Hijo del Vikingo, whatever. I'm very bad at this, so apologies.
A few minutes later.
Let's get into your Omega chat. Speaking of, we've spoken quite a lot there about the main event, so we'll rattle through these and the rest of the show. John Rice says, Spanish lesson, boys. Repeat after me. El Hijo del Vikingo.
El Hijo del Vikingo.
El Hijo del Vikingo. Say it fast now. That's how you pronounce El Hijo del Vikingo.
Nice.
That actually works. I've been struggling with that all day. I was just about to give up on Dynamite and just keep up with watching you lovely gents, but damn, it does Tony know how to win my heart over again. Great wrestling, great story, great Dynamite. I'm dating a woman named Megan Ollie. Hopefully not the same. Esteban Ramos Diaz. Hey guys, first time super chatting. I've been watching you since 2017. Thanks for the great content and always teaching me how to do it. Also, Ollie, trust me, pronouncing Hio is not that hard when you compare to Spanish words like
have a go.
Quetzalcoatl.
Quetzalcoatl.
I hope I'm not just saying an awful slur there. Don't know what that means. Last call for Omega chats, by the way. WrestleTalk.com/support. This first one hasn't had their name recorded. Please do let the mods know so we can give you a proper shout out. But they say
All Elite Wrestling are in the chat.
Oh.
Hey guys.
No. They've done this before and it wasn't a verified.
This is a verified one. This is a verified All Elite Wrestling channel, and they've just said that they thought the show was okay. So, thanks, guys. Thanks for dropping by. Let us know that you thought your show was mid.
Well, I hope there's no anti-AEW chats in here now. It's going to make things very awkward.
But if they are, they do not reflect our thoughts and opinions.
Told you Tony watches! Thank you for the stories, Tony.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening. Colostopia. Punk is the mastermind behind these attacks. First Hangman. I hadn't thought that.
Who covered up his face on the truck, Ollie?
I hadn't thought of that. First Hangman, then the Elite. Or AEW still in the chat. All Punk had problems with. BCC plus Punk plus Bryan Danielson. Or Takeshita versus Elite Hangman Cold Cage match.
That's a very big blood and guts right there.
House of the Black Mask, back for another episode of the SmackDown Review. You can join the group if you have a black hoodie and a friend who wears a mask. House of the Black Mask.
Those are the only requirements needed to join the group. The light's not on. Keep singing.
House of the Black Mask. House of the Black Mask. How'd you like this t-shirt, huh? Jubber to the stars. Go on WrestleTalkShop.com. Because we are House of the Black Mask. Give me a cold fist. Oh, yeah. He fists me so good.
Don't do that. I could redo this whole intro, but I'm not going to. Welcome to the SmackDown podcast here on the WrestleTalk podcast channel. I'm your host, Tempest, alongside the lovely and wonderful Sat E. Nyangi. We are the House of the Black Mask.
Fusion?
Sat. Oh, God. Fusion. Ha! Where are your fingertips?
Yeah! Since someone told me you get the fusion wrong, you turn into like a fat, discombobulated imp. I do not want to be that.
No, we don't. I just look at the Seth Rollins Edge Hell in a Cell match from whatever Saudi show that was a couple years ago, and it kicked ass. Like, it was the best Hell in a Cell match in a long time. I think this has a chance to also be that.
I'm done with this feud, man.
I know, but
I don't think that. I think that's hurting a lot of my interest in it. Like, because I think you're right. Like, on paper, yeah, Balor versus Edge
in Hell in a Cell
in
match.
Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania, yeah, that's probably going to be great. Even if we do have to have the not as good as Christian part of the tag team in the match, but I just think I'm so tired of watching Edge and Judgment Day feud that I'm ready to move on.
I'm looking forward to this match.
Like, we're all in agreement. Christian's better. It's about time, It's not even about time.
I need everyone to stop trying to pit my two favorite sons against each other. I will not pick.
We're not pitting them to against each other because it's a squash match. Christian's better than Edge. Anywho.
5 minutes later.
And then we got the tag team match of Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green versus Mia Yim and Candice LeRae, who, bless their cotton socks.
I mean, they're all getting paid. They're all getting paid.
I know.
Good for them. They're making a living and stuff. But, like, for God's sake, I feel bad for the Garganos.
I feel so bad. All four of the women here felt so bad for them because they wrestled to abject silence. It was like, the term is a bit overused, but you could hear a pin drop.
Yeah.
Like, you could hear everything that they were doing in the ring because there was no crowd noise whatsoever, apart from maybe some piped-in noise that maybe the production team were putting in. But, like, they were going for pins. No one was counting along. Yep. They did a hot tag spot, and no one did a thing. I felt so bad for all four of them. And Green won with the unprettier.
Yeah. That was the thing. Like, I was kind of half paying
Christian's
attention.
the better one.
Yeah.
Later.
And these are your last remaining Ultra Chats. Get them in WrestleTalk.com/support. Eddie Pant. Oh, Tempest is here. I miss Uzi chats with him on Saturday morning, so here's an unpopular opinion to get his Canadian blood boiling. Christian has always been and always will be better than Edge. His work rate, characters, and promos says it all. Jam that jam.
I'm not going to argue about my two favorite sons. I refuse. Edge is my favorite wrestler of all time.
Start Recording says, hey fellas, just want to get your opinion on these matches I've fantasy booked for SummerSlam. Rey Mysterio versus Pete Dunne as a heel, AJ versus Logan Paul, Gargano and Ciampa versus Owens and Zayn for the tag titles, and Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship.
Not exactly what I would book in a number of cases, but I think that sounds pretty good to me.
I mean, all of those on paper are absolutely perfect. I'm gonna put some Dark Side booking out there now.
Mm-hmm.
People have already had a pop at me for Cody Rhodes beating Solo Sikoa, and also for my Miz costs Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. It leads to Rollins versus Miz at Backlash, so you can set up the rematch of Rollins versus Logan Paul in Saudi Arabia. I've decided I'm adding an extra layer to this. It's going to build to a tag match at SummerSlam of the Logan Paul brothers, or the Paul brothers, I guess, versus Seth Rollins and a babyface Miz after the Paul brothers turn on Miz. And Miz and the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And we get babyface Miz back, and he teams with Seth Rollins to take on the Paul brothers.
Luke, you jumped the shark. I hate it. I hate it a lot. You had me for a while. I was like, this sounds about right. And then you lost me. The one I want to highlight, because I think I agree with it the most, Gargano and Ciampa against Owens and Zayn. I thought that was like a worldview when back when the Sami Zayn thing hadn't really caught fire, and the idea of them beating the Usos was like, well, yeah, that's what's going to happen. And then WrestleMania, whatever. I was like, do they win the tag titles at like the Royal Rumble and then do DIY against Owens and Zayn at WrestleMania? So if they did that at SummerSlam, I mean, I can't think of a better tag match that WWE could book right now.
Absolutely not, no. A lot of people are not on board with my idea. It's a shame, really.
I can't imagine why.
A lot of people making fun of me for the Logan Paul brothers thing. I don't know who they are. They might be called that. I don't know. They're called the Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's Mario and Luigi Mario. It's Logan Paul and Jake Logan Paul.
So Kenny Omega victorious after beating Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb, Thanos is away, and the Blackpool Combat Club surround the ring. And Danielson's music hit. But it was weird. Like the Tron didn't play. It was just the music. So I was like, is he coming? Is this just a distraction? And then he turns up, runs down, tells Blackpool Combat Club to stand down.
It was almost like he was, and I think that's why this feels like a heel turn, because it was almost played out like a heel turn for someone who never actually turned babyface in the first place. Because he came down and looked like he was trying to save Omega, stave off his former stablemates from attacking him, helped Omega up, and it was like, me and you, we'll fight these guys off. Second Omega's back is turned, runs at him, Busaiku knee, lays him out, LeBell Lock, and all the others kicking him while he's in the LeBell Lock. He was at one point just grabbing him by the nose and just reaching up while flexing. Oh, it was rad.
Yeah, it was proper old school Danielson heel where he'd on purposely beat people while doing the arms pose. So there was it was wonderfully played out because the crowd all went, I thought you were going to turn. Well, that's cool. We want to see Danielson and Omega together. That's also okay. So they'd invested in that. Meanwhile, I'm at home screaming, turn on him! Turn on him! Omega goes to fight one of them off from the apron. And so my cat does this thing where she'll be all chill, just chilling like that, being a cat.
Yeah.
And then kill mode. Just changes like that. And in the kill mode, she'll do this. Now, audio listeners won't be able to see what I'm about to do, but video people will.
Right. Okay. So I don't know how to tell you this. Your cat is not in kill mode. You have told me stories recently about how your cat house keeps getting surrounded by male cats.
She's charging up to pounce.
She's charging up to have sex with men cats or women cats, but it seems to be men cats because they're the ones that are surrounding.
They're the ones that are surrounding the house and going.
Yeah, and she's inside, trying to trigger your cat flap to let the other cats in, so they can come in and have sex with her.
Just have a giant gangbang on my floor, so my kitchen floor.
When you're saying she's in kill mode, she's like, "There's a man around. There's a man cat around."
I see your point, but this is a cat thing that cats do. They shake the booty before they pounce.
Before they have sex.
That's what Danielson was doing. He just suddenly started to shake his booty to power up the running knee.
Are you saying that Danielson was in heat?
Maybe. He was putting the message out there to Claudio and to Wheeler and to Mox.
Good heat, brother.
He was working the ass. Anyway, he turned on him. But it was so good. Like, I wrote in my review that hasn't gone out yet, by the way. YouTube has some processing issues, so...
Yeah, it's not just us.
You probably won't get the on-demand version of this for a while, but thanks for watching live. We think that's okay. We can see chats coming through.
Oh, yeah, people are watching this episode. Yeah.
But what was I going to say?
I don't know. You're so distracted by doing your little sexy dance.
The cat butt wiggle.
At least what we know. Well, now we know what you're like on a Friday night.
Twerking.
Yeah, you've had a bottle and a half of a red Bordeaux.
A Prosecco. Bitch juice, they call it. Bit of lady petrol.
You've sunk it down with a nice pink G&T. Oh. And you're like, oh.
But I've lost my thought again.
Do you want to shake your butt?
Did that help? I think it's because it was my birthday last night, and we're not used to late nights.
No, we played a couple of board games.
Still left at 10.
Yeah, but I didn't get until after.
It's a weekday.
It was a weekday.
Should we see what people are saying in the Omega chats?
I think we
WrestleTalk.com/support to get your opinions in. I'm just Marcus. Ollie, please never do that again. I came in just as you were doing that. Now my problem with this is, does heel turn feel a bit too soon after his emotional babyface promo post MJF?
Or maybe it was there all along.
Here's what I say to you, Marcus.
And Nathan Cooley adds, if Matt is out injured, they have a freshly returned Adam Cole, baby, or free agent Jay White. They could both use eyes. Both have history with the Elite, so it would make sense for the story. Cole is there, that's true. Or Matt Hardy.
Yep.
He's always
like last time.
He's always an option.
Always ready. Always willing.